Greetings, internet sojourners. Welcome back to the Democracy stream. And I'm sitting here back in Chardok. Back in Chardok at level 59, 27%. Level 60, over a quarter of the way. Pretty much just ready to get started, so we're just going to roll right into it. I had a pretty eventful day. I did get a little bit of a nap in. That's why I was a little bit late getting on stream. I'm trying to get back to streaming at about 6 p.m. It'd be mountain time right now. I got home from work and I was like, man, I need a nap. Freaking tired. But we're going to go till about 10 p.m. Mountain Time and try to get about 4 or 5% of the level. Maybe a little bit more. Depends on how fast it goes, really. And despite my best efforts, I did not have everything up that I wanted to have up. Forgot to get my buff timers up. I'm going to do a real quick check here of the audio. I'm looking at my phone to make sure that the audio is balanced properly, so just bear with me. I'm assuming that it's balanced properly. If it doesn't sound good, just let me know. Because in true MMocracy fashion, I've been messing with my audio yet again. Can't really help myself. I hear another streamer and I'm like, oh, I could probably sound a little bit better if I tweak this setting or that setting. I think I've tweaked my audio probably about 1,000,000 times at this point. Okay, we have our first encounter with the zone population here. Borkins has said in out of character that someone's got a train going. I have to keep an eye out for that. Hopefully they don't run that train up to exit. I toyed with the notion of going to Karner's Castle tonight, but every time I like run around and look for better experience somewhere else, I just said it looks like they went up the exit path. Oh gosh. Trying to keep an eye out for him. I can probably get a quick feign death off. I don't want to feign early, because then this guy will start regenerating health. Try to get into a better spot here where I can watch that tunnel a little bit better just in case they do come up here. Yeah, I had an eventful day. I've been house hunting. I'm moving. MMocracy and wife are moving across town. So I've been looking at different houses. And tonight I found one that I think I like. I went into one, it smelled like straight animal piss. And renting right now is so freaking hokey, dude. You look up like a house that you want. You go to schedule a tour and they send you to a website that charges you $5. And then whenever you show up to the house, it just gives you a key code to like open a lockbox and unlock a door. So like I'm showing up to these houses, they look like shit, they smell like shit, and I'm paying money for it, and it's kind of got me pissed. Luckily, I went to one today, and a guy actually like came there with me and showed the house, and we walked around and looked at it. And then I was like, "Hey, I think you should probably like, even if I don't take this house, you should fix this. You know, this these blinds are not hung up, like little things." But I did find one that I actually do like, so gonna talk it over with the wife tonight, and then we're probably gonna go ahead and lock that puppy down. Good news about that one is I will have my very own streaming room. That is going to be super nice. The bad news is it's all tile flooring, so I'm going to have to like fill the room up with stuff to help deaden the sound, or there's going to be massive echo. Well, I was promised a train, but I have seen no such thing. Yeah, it's in a good spot. The wife and I both will have like a 15-minute drive to work or less. It's like almost directly in the middle between her work and my work. And she's not a very good driver. Like, she's terrified to drive on the freeway. She's never actually driven on the freeway. So I didn't want to take a house that was going to force her to drive on the freeway, and I didn't want to take a house that was too far away from either her work or my work. Got to take care of the wife. She made freaking really good enchiladas today, and she used a lot of green chili. She's from New Mexico, so she likes that green chili stuff, and she does really good with it. That was another reason why I was a little bit late getting on stream. That and freaking OBS. I see my webcam, so I think it's working. OBS will like randomly delete my webcam, and I have to re-add it to like a million different little scenes that I've come up with here. Like, you know, if you guys remember the classic, like the Pokemon battle scene where we like, oh, we found a rare spawn, we're fighting him. Those of you that are longtime viewers of the stream probably remember this. But yeah, this stuff doesn't work whenever you have a OBS freaking not adding your webcam in properly. All right, I'm going to leave those guys, and we're going to go up here and get these guys. And this guy has a weapon. I like how every weapon model in EverQuest looks like a freaking stick. It's kind of funny. Oh no, I forgot to feign. I'm rusty. Actually, we're just gonna go a straight splurt on this guy. And this guy shouldn't come any further up, yeah. I'm not playing very well these days. Haven't played very much in the last 6 months. But yeah, she made enchiladas. They were full of green chili. They were really good. They were extra cheesy. But she made me wash the dishes, some of the dishes, whenever I was done. I was like, oh man, I don't want to wash the dishes. I should do a little bit of grinding out at the giant fort just to make some cash. Whenever I hit level 60, I'm going to need to buy Emissary of Thule and what's the other one? Arch Lich or one of the Demi Lich, one of those two. Those Demi Lich spells, like you can't live without them, man. They're so good. The mana regeneration is just so good, and then you pair that with the Ixar health regen, and you're just like infinite mana. And if you've ever played like an inferior class to a Necro, like a Druid or a Wizard, then you know what it's like. You never have enough mana. You kill one mob and then you rest for 20 minutes, and that's no fun. I can't remember which one of my viewers was saying that they have a level 60 wizard and they said it's fun every 20 minutes. Maybe we just start killing 2 at a time. Wonder if that would speed things up. One day my... Oh no, root is broken. Mana skin is worn off. Imagine how easy this would be if root never broke early. But what I was saying is one day the experience, the yellow or orange experience bar is going to look just like this yellow stamina bar, and that's going to be super nice. Because I'm going to hit level 60, and I'm finally going to be free of this. And that will be a glorious day because I can move on. I really want to do the progressive solo self-found. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. If you're not familiar with what that is, I put that on my YouTube channel. It's basically an alternate rule set for solo self-found that helps get a little bit more viewer engagement so people can like vote for things and help kind of guide the journey. Because just doing a straight solo self-found is kind of neat, but like people want to help, they want to be involved, and I think that I've like kind of solved the problem of not really being able to involve the viewers as much. It's not a true solo self-found, like you're going to get help, you're going to get things, but it's a neat idea. And then you like unlock different zones. So like you play up to this certain level and then you get so many zone unlock points. And then like we would all be like, okay, which zone should we unlock? And like look at a map and be like, oh, if we do this zone, then we can, you know, get this piece of gear. If we do this zone, we get better experience. And then on top of that, you get like bounty points for killing certain named mobs. So it gives you that kind of chase, that hunt feeling that I was looking for with the solo self-found here on Kunark that I never really got. Because I didn't realize what I was getting myself into whenever I made a Kunark locked solo self-found. I didn't realize that I would be locked to like 2 or 3 spots to level to 60, and most of those spots would be camped. I thought surely there's plenty of places to get from level 59 to 60, and I mean I've been doing Chardok. I've probably been doing this from level 55 to 60. But every time I go to Howling Stones, it's camped. Could check out Carner's. If I remember right, though, Karner's basement wasn't very, like, reliable. It wasn't very steady. The good thing about this place is it's steady. If I just keep the right pace going, I get about 2.5% an hour or about 2% an hour, and I can count on that. So if I'm doing the math, I'm at 28%. That's like 34 hours. 34 times, I hate doing math. 34 times 2 is 68. That's 36 hours. I'm literally pulling up a calculator. Please don't judge me. $36. I had it right. I did it. 36 hours. I got XR skin gloves. Wait, are these an upgrade? I got a freaking upgrade? I don't even know when the last time I got an upgrade was. These worm-eaten gloves are int +3, charisma -3. These are charisma +5, int +3, mana +10. Oh my gosh. I haven't got an upgrade in like probably a year. And from the most unexpected of places. What's up, decent milk? You got here just the right time. I got decent gloves. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna remember to feign this time. Oh no, I failed. Feign failed. We gotta plan B. I'm gonna root that guy. Oh no. Alright, we'll go for the recruit first. Things are getting spicy. We're gonna get mana or health back because I just did a Vexing Mordinia. And hopefully these roots hold. And then I'm gonna have a respawn behind us, so I gotta hang like right here. Which is not good. This guy's gonna get, this Dzoc recruit is gonna get burned down really, really fast. Thank you for the congrats. Appreciate that. And I've got a splurt ticket on this guy too, just to kind of slowly eat at his health, because splurt is so mana efficient. And that was a first time chat, so welcome to the stream. I've been doing this for a couple years. I just haven't been active over the last 6 or 7 months because I've been deployed. I was out in the Middle East. Kind of tough to stream on the internet out there. Yeah, I started this in September of 2023. And I am now at level 59 in November of 2025, and I'm really just trying to get this done. Put a fresh splurt on you. Fresh roots on both of you. Hopefully both of them hold. Man, I can't believe I got freaking gloves. I'm stoked. Now my charisma's not negative 20. Well, it was like 37. Now it's 42 or 32 or something. It's still really bad. Mr. Best Friend is not very charismatic at all. I don't think it does. Decent Milk asked, does charisma affect Necro? And my thought is no, it does not. But I think if the last time I researched it on the wiki, there was some differing opinions on that. Like it maybe did affect your charm times. Either way, I don't think that extra little bit of charisma is going to do much for me because you can see with all this gear that I'm wearing, I'm at negative, or I'm at 42. And that's because like all of these items that I got out of down there way back when I was like in my level 30s. Like the robe has charisma minus 10. The pants are charisma minus 3. All of the grave clothes from down there have negative charisma. Now we have a respawn here. I'm actually going to move forward a little bit. I'm going to try and do 2 at once. And hopefully it doesn't bite me in the ass, literally. Hopefully these little dogs don't break their root and come up and bite me. I like your name, Decent Milk. Hopefully, are is that like are you a milk connoisseur? Kind of reminds me of like a Neutral Milk Hotel. That's a band name. I'm just imagining you taking a sip of some milk and being like, this is decent milk. Ah, that guy scared me. Oh no. The dogs are biting me. Little freaking halfling running at like nail speed. So I'm running up the tunnel and I was like, ah. I'm gonna wait for him to get down to about 3 or 4%, maybe 5, and do a tap to finish him off. The green tea is tasting good tonight. Shame, I only get like a month and a half and then I gotta leave again. So I really gotta finish this challenge because then I'm leaving home and going back out to do more stuff for the military. Don't get me wrong, I love my job. Like, want to be home for a little bit. What field? I work in aviation. I work in aircraft maintenance. Very riveting stuff. It is actually pretty cool. It's not like the coolest thing ever you can do in the military, but I don't know, it's alright. It translates well to the outside. And I tell you what, the chain pulling is getting me some experience. Like, I'm at 29%. I started the stream at 27%, and that was 29 minutes ago. Decent Milk says, I'm a property tax appraiser, so that's damn cool. Actually, I went to back to my hometown 2 weeks ago. Or no, it was last week. And I had dinner with an old childhood friend of mine and his wife. And he just got out of the police force because he was tired of it. Tired of the work hours, the late nights, you know, the being on call all the time. And he became a property tax appraiser, and he really likes it. I was like, damn, dude, that sounds like a chill job. I'm jealous. He was telling me he just like goes out to all these different properties and measures them and checks things out. And I'm like, oh man. After some of the stressful situations I've been put in, I'm like, that sounds pretty nice. I'm looking forward to not having some of the stress of the job that I have. This is some decent green tea. It's no match for your milk, but it's still pretty decent. And then question for you, Decent Milk. Are you a P99 player, a EverQuest TLP player? Sometimes I get random people in here that don't even play EverQuest. Actually, I know you play EverQuest because you were asking about charisma. I've had a few people pop in and they're like, I don't even play EverQuest. Checking it out. And inevitably everybody in chat tries to recruit them like, oh dude, you gotta play EverQuest. So jealous. If I could go back and play it for the first time again, I would. Decent Milk says, started playing P99 last December. I only have a 29 Shaman and a few tunes around 16. I have a 30 Enchanter on Quorum. I'm in love with Monsters and Memories and I'm in depression mode since the playtest ended. Yeah, I only got a couple days on that playtest. We've been following Monsters and Memories on this stream since 2023. I was playing some of the very early playtests. The ones where like the game didn't even really work and it was just kind of neat to run around Night Harbor because there was no... The combat was not even really fully working. It was working, but it was like so... The game was so laggy. They were working on fixing the lag back then. What class did you roll on Monsters and Memories during the playtest? I was doing Necro when it first came out, when like the very first playtests were happening, and then I switched over to Beastmaster for this one. Yeah, I think we're all kind of missing Monsters and Memories. That was my plan, was to play P99, finish this challenge, and then flip over to Monsters and Memories around launch. But because of the all these trips that I've had to take, stand by 1 second. Let me ban this stupid. Get viewers like I'm gonna get viewers on an EverQuest stream. What would happen if I paid for 1,000 viewers on an EverQuest stream? Everybody'd be like, "What the hell is this?" They would know immediately. Yeah, I wanted to switch over to Monsters and Memories and stream that and like kind of make that be my new game once I finish this. But now I'm gonna miss the launch of early access because of the all the trips that I've been taking. Yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. Streaming doesn't pay my bills, and it never will. It's just a thing I do to socialize. I really like the social aspect of it. I like to talk to people. I've invested a little bit into it, like uh, the camera that I got. It's like a 60 FPS HD webcam, and this microphone's not like the best microphone, but it's also better than like a little headset microphone that I was doing, like a headset microphone for the longest time. And I bought a nice green screen setup for the green screen behind me. Bought some acoustic paneling for the wall in front of me to help block some of that. The room echo. It's just funsies, and like it's just stuff that I, you know, one paycheck comes by and I'm like, huh, I got a little extra money. I'll buy this. I actually made enough money though off of streaming to buy like a really nice set of combat boots when I went out to the Middle East. So that was nice. I like checked my PayPal balance and I was like, hey, that's cool. It was like 2 years worth of streaming money though. It's not like it was like, oh, I made that in a month. It was like two years worth of earnings. Oh no. Oh no. Jeez, I couldn't have screwed that up any more badly. I ended up targeting myself. I almost rooted myself. The reason why I have to target myself when I cast spells is the item that I'm using for global cooldown reset is this Bracer of the Hidden. I found this when I was like level 25 and it casts See Invisible, and you can use that to reset your spell gems. But if the enemies are too far away, you can't cast it on them. So I have to like real quick cast my target myself, cast it, and then cast my next spell. This is probably the most expensive item I've ever found on P99. It's worth like 6,000. Yeah, when I found it, I was like, damn. I really wanted to get that Goblin Gazugi ring. It drops in Lake of Ill Omen off of just like a level 14 mob. But it's a really rare spawn. Or it's like a rare spawn and an even rarer drop. That's worth like 5 or 6,000, I think. Most expensive item I found is a forest loop. Dude, when I was a newbie playing back in like 2001, finding forest loops was like the best thing ever. Dude, 300 platinum, I'm freaking rich. Back then, 1,000 platinum was like a ton of money for me. I wouldn't have even known what to do if I'd have found a 6,000 platinum item. I'd have ran off to the tunnel and spent it all, like immediately. I wouldn't have saved the money at all. On this character, I think I've made like 13 or 14,000. But because I can't buy anything from anybody, I just save all that money. Decent Milk says, I think my shaman has like 800, and that's a lot for me. I guess on my enchanter, I was killing a shitload of beasts with no drops. There's a spot you can go to. What level's your shaman? 29? Yeah, you can do this spot. I'll pull it up on the map. I'll show you. The wiki's running on the hamster wheel right now. Yeah, we got a minute till the next spawn. Warslick's Woods. Look at that wiki running. The hamster is working overtime right now. There it goes. So if you go up to where Dalnir is, this is Warslick's Woods. There's West Cabalus. The cave that goes to Dalnir, here it is right here. When you first come in, there's like 3 or 4 Yetis here, and there's like 2 Yetis here. And these guys drop like topazes and rubies, and you can sell those to the vendor, so you don't even have to trade them to players. And I know people that'll make like 1,000 platinum just leveling from like 29 to 30 or 30 to 31 there. How you doing that game? I didn't just get more loot. Stop doing that. Decent Milk says that's where I'm parked right now. Nice. Yeah, it is on green. It's definitely a very contested camp. People know that that's a money spot for lower levels, so because it's legit money. Like, you can make 1,000 plat, getting a level or 2 there. That's 1,000 plat's a decent amount of money for leveling up. So people lock that shit down. You can always pop over to Giants and do Giants until it opens up. 29, you can pop out to the over there as well. There's plenty of stuff to kill out in the over there. I never really liked doing the over there though. The zone experience modifier is not good. And the mobs are like really spread out. But you're a shaman, so you have so that helps with that. As a necro with no so, it was like a really big pain for me to go running around the over there to find mobs to kill. Back in the day on green, people used to camp that the Skyfire ramp. They would sit there and then they would group up there. But those days of P99 green are like long gone. It kind of sucks that you started late. Because back in the day, you could find, there was always groups at all these spots. I miss the days of going to like Lake of Ill Omen and there being like 100 players in Lake of Ill Omen, and you could just find a camp or a group right on the lake. It's really cool to see whenever servers look like that. Now you're kind of stuck doing just the regular like Miss More, Unrest, Miss More, Turns Tower. Those are like the only places you find groups at lower levels. Decent Milk says, yeah, I said I missed it. I almost played Fangbreaker to get that experience, but fuck that. I'm not touching live. You don't want to pay a sub and then pay for experience potions and the chrono farmers are what does it for me. I don't even mind the experience pots and like the little other things that you pay for. It's like the chrono farmers that show up in your camp and take your mobs because there's no rules on live. They don't care. There's not enough people to enforce any rules on those servers, so they're like, whatever. It's freaking thug rules out there. Might makes right, and the guy that's six boxing, even though you're not supposed to be allowed to box on a lot of those servers, he's gonna beat you out for all your spawns. Yeah, live is a totally different experience. I don't like completely hate it, but it's obviously what I'm doing right now just kind of shows like it's just not for me. Neat to see all the players and like see a server that's fully alive, but at the same time the downsides are just too present. I'd like to finish this challenge and then go actually do some raids. I've never raided on P99. I've been playing P99 since 2009. Never had a level 60 on P99. This is actually the highest level character I've ever gotten. Yeah, I found this server because I paid $120 or $150 for like a giant EverQuest expansion pack compilation. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get back into EverQuest. So I paid the money, which was a lot of money for me, especially in 2009. I didn't really make that much money. It was probably not a very responsible purchase. And I loaded it up and I had like all the expansion packs, which at the time there was probably like 12 or 13. And I started playing it and I was like, this is not what I remember it being like, and it's also not very fun. And I think I typed in like EverQuest sucks now into Google and people were saying like play on EQ Emu. So I downloaded EQ Emu totally legally. And then I was looking through the server list for EQ Emu and I saw this thing called Project 1999 and I was like, what is that? And I Googled it. And they were like, yeah, we're remaking classic EverQuest. And I was like, no way. That was like the first time I'd ever seen anything like that. It was way before like WoW private servers were doing like vanilla private servers were popular. So I was like, I'm down. And I started during the beta. I think it was October or November of 2009. It was a few weeks before it actually like officially launched. And I played to like level 5 or so. And then whenever they officially launched, I rolled a character. Another character. And I've been playing it off and on ever since, and that was 16 years ago. That's crazy. I can't believe they've been making this server for that long. That was back when P99, like, they didn't even have Kunark ready yet, so we played through Classic. And then, actually, they launched Kunark pretty quick. And then Blue stayed in Kunark for, geez, like 3 or 4 years. It took a really long time for them to get Velius out. Still holding out hope that they launch a fresh server at some point, but I don't know if they can with this Daybreak agreement. I don't know if they're allowed to, otherwise they may have already done it. So on the one hand, it's good that they have the agreement with Daybreak. We don't have to worry about all our characters going poof one day. But at the same time, I don't think they're allowed to do a new server. Did this solo self-found project because I wanted to experience Kunark in its entirety, because Kunark is my favorite expansion. Like, always my favorite as a kid. I always played XRs. I always leveled up in Field of Bone and Warslick's Woods. I was like, you know what? I'll play a Kunark only Necro. How naive of me. Somehow I found a way to make it work. I'm here. I'm level 59. We're almost there. Level 59 though, that would be the level to like break me, because I feel like up to 55 or 56 it was still going decently fast. But man, 59 is just a crazy grind. I think it's like a 2.5 times a level or something crazy, where it takes almost like triple the amount of experience or something just to get from 59 to 60. Like, I think the actual total experience midway point, like if you were to add up all your experience from 1 to 60, it's like somewhere in the 50s. Like, you're not even halfway to the total experience you need for max level until you hit somewhere in the 50s. There was times back in the 30s and 40s where I'd get like a full level in a stream. Now I'm lucky if I get 5% of a level in a stream. It just hit 30%. That's good to see. A lot of these are greens too, which doesn't help. It's pretty much the only reliable place that I can park my character and log back in, and I almost always have the camp to myself. There's been a lot of streams that I log in and I'll spend half the stream running around trying to find somewhere to level. Place is cool too because you do have the chance for random loot drops. All these guys have like a random loot table and they have a pool of loot that they can drop, obviously. Like super stoked still that I got these freaking gloves. It's incredibly rare for me to find something. I had pretty much planned out my loot progression before I even started. And a majority of my gear I had by level 40. Because most of your upgrades after level 40 are like mobs that are you're not going to be able to solo them. Ooh, I ran out of spawns. Cooking through these guys. I'm at 30%. Yeah, no, it's kind of small. Text is really small. It's probably hard to read, but yeah, I'm at 30%. Decent Milk says I have the quality down a bit. Too bad internet. I feel that. I was on shitty Middle Eastern internet for months. Actually, it wasn't too bad. I wasn't going to be able to stream on it, but I like played Guild Wars. I played Project 1999. Like I was playing games on the internet out there. Originally, I got told I was going to like a really small like camp out in the middle of nowhere and the only internet was going to be Starlink. So I bought this like personal Starlink thing and I tested it out and it was expensive. And I was like, okay, this will at least like keep me connected to the internet. I'll be able to talk to my family. I'll be able to play some games or at least like download some games. I probably won't be able to like play online. But I ended up not getting stuck up there. I got stuck at like a bigger base. And so I had internet the whole time. But the upload speed was only like 1 megabyte a second, so there's no way I could have even attempted to stream, and I wouldn't want to stream out there anyway. Be streaming, and then it'd be like, oh, the base is getting attacked. We gotta freaking go to the bunkers. I'm over here like, oh. Wait, I gotta close my stream. I want to look into Starlink, man. The Starlink is pretty sweet. Here in the States, I was using it just as a test. And I was getting like 30 megabytes download speed. I played a few games online just to see if it would work, and it actually did work. It didn't disconnect me or anything. Satellite internet has come a really long ways. I was at a base in Somalia once a long time ago, and we had satellite internet out there, and it was just god awful, like half a megabyte or less download speed, constantly disconnecting. There was no chance you were gonna like stream a Netflix movie or anything on that. And we also we had like cell network Wi-Fi receivers that we could use as well, but you had to pay for them, and they were like, it was $10 per gigabyte of data. So you definitely weren't watching movies on that either. It was literally just so you could do like FaceTime calls.